We have a huge advantage in having tunnels which are doing nothing and can accommodate artificial intelligence and data centers. So it's a question of having the imagination to find ways of utilizing what is not being utilized now and producing value of it. I mean, in Gibraltar, people have to realize that the standard of living that we've got, which is exceptional, for a lump of limestone, which produces nothing, means that we have to accept that we've managed to create from what was a catastrophe for us in the 1980s, which was the disappearing of an economy that is on a per capita basis producing more than any other economy in Western Europe, and that we can only be there by moving faster than others because we've got a small place and we can act faster. We can legislate faster. Yeah. So we can monitor what other people are trying to do, and then we can get there before they do.
And on the subject of legislation, yesterday a video was created using a photograph of a colleague and myself, and while we were out in public, and the resulting clip was harmless, but it did highlight how easily people's images can be manipulated. It's happened to many, many people. What legal or regulatory changes do the government believe are necessary to deter or address the misuse of AI-generated images?
Well, I think it is very difficult to do any legislation, because how do you stop something when you don't even know where it's being done from? The reality is that when it's being generated in Gibraltar, we can do something about it. We can do something about it if we are able to block access to certain things. We've taken decisions, for example, on not allowing our children to have their cell phones in school, because there is evidence that it is harming them, and in fact, because they're being introduced to this at a very young age, it's shaping, what humanity does. And what it's doing is something that is dangerous, but it's not new.
Misinformation is nothing new, but is the government concerned that this form of AI manipulation of images could harm elections, for example?
The internet is not just being used to persuade people to spend money on things which they would not probably buy without being persuaded that it's a wonderful thing to buy. They can actually now manipulate people's political views, right? And I think it's no accident that right-wing parties are gaining ground almost everywhere in the Western world.